going on right now with the Democrats that could lead to very good things.
The president said they are in talks about the Democrats' big sticking point over health care provisions.
Some very good things could happen with respect to health care.
But while he says there still could be layoffs,
it could, at some point it will.
His message to those dealing with the pain of the shutdown?
Just hang in there, because I think a lot of good things are going to happen. That's all I can say. I mean, I think a lot of good things could happen, and that could also pertain to health care.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The number of air traffic controllers calling in sick since the government shutdown began has ticked up slightly, according to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Staffing has been reduced by as much as half in some locations, though he didn't say where.
Is our airspace unsafe? No. Right? If we think there's issues in the airspace, we will shut it down.
Illinois filed suit today to stop the deployment of National Guard troops. Governor Pritzker arguing the influx of federal agents has been destabilizing.
Trump and the thuggery that his agents have brought has actively made us less safe.
But President Trump says he could invoke the Insurrection Act.
If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe.
The CDC is out with its new guidelines for some vaccines, including COVID-19 shots. Correspondent Matt Piper reports.
The CDC has now stopped recommending COVID shots for anyone. The recommendations were recently made by advisors picked by Health Secretary Kennedy and have now been adopted. Before, it was recommended that anyone 6 months and older get a booster as COVID continues to evolve. The CDC also recommends that those under 4 years old receive the chickenpox shot separately from the measles, mumps, and rubella shot. There is a single shot that contains all four, but it carries a higher risk of fevers and fever-related seizures.
In Egypt, talks are underway on the U.S. peace plan for Gaza. Former Israeli diplomat Alan Pincus.
I'd give it a 50% shot of happening, because both sides feel the pressure to get this done. Israel feels the pressure from the U.S., and Hamas feels the pressure from Qatar, from Turkey, from Egypt, from Jordan, and from Saudi Arabia.
After that, he said things get more complicated. It's a 20-point plan without a lot of specifics. Israel's airstrikes continued in Gaza today. On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Coming up, statues toppled, flags burned inside the state capitol building. A live report from Olympia coming up after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Seattle Sports has the update. Let's start you in Everett. We have this long-term collision, North 5 at the Union Slough. Number of vehicles on your right shoulder. The right lane is off and on blocked from when we have tow trucks arrive. Right now, it's open, but this could close at any time. Right now, you've got a hefty backup starting just north of the Boeing Freeway to the scene. Everett to Marysville is up to a 40-minute commute, 25-minute delay. Right now, northbound 529 is a good option between Everett and Marysville. That hasn't filled in yet. Seattle to Everett plan on 50 minutes. It's only 40 minutes from Bellevue. South 5 heading into Seattle, heavy from the U District near Northeast 50th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is a 25-minute trip. North 5 is now solid between the West Seattle Bridge past I-90. Bellevue to Renton's a half hour. You'll jam up at Southeast 8th. Seattle to Federal Way is up to 45 minutes. And southbound 167 already heavy from Algona into Sumner. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. Vandalism at the state capitol building after a man broke inside last night. KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch just walked through the building and joins us live in Olympia. James.
Aaron, the break-in at the Capitol happened last night at around 10:30. The Washington State Patrol says a man used a hammer to break through a first-floor window, then proceeded to vandalize the rotunda and other areas of the Capitol building, damaging a priceless rug and other expensive artifacts. Here's WSP Trooper Cameron Watts.
There was a lot of property damage that was discovered throughout the building. There were 2 statues that were knocked over, multiple burning flags located in the rotunda.
Fortunately, firefighters were able to put the fire out before any more significant damage was done. Trooper Watts says the man was arrested on suspicion of malicious mischief, burglary, and arson. The Capitol, closed down for a while this morning, is now back open to the public. Live in Olympia, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. A prolific tagger arrested twice last year now faces felony charges. Tony Lim was arrested over the weekend, now facing malicious mischief charges involving 2 incidents. Total cost of cleanup estimated at around $32,000. That is not including damage done to private property. Yes, there is crying in baseball. If you were a fan at T-Mobile Park last night, the Fox Sports broadcast captured superfan Saul Spady moved to tears after Julio's 8th inning double gave the Mariners the lead. Spady tells Seattle Reds' Jason Rantz.
You go to these games for that moment right there, and all the times we lost, this time we won, and I cried. And Fox found me because camera people are really talented.
M's even up their series with the Tigers. T-Mobile Park is hosting watch parties for games 3 and 4 in Detroit. Tickets cost $15. A Seattle scientist just won a Nobel Prize in Medicine. Mary Brunko of the Institute for Systems Biology shares the award with 2 colleagues, Fred Ramsdell and Shimon Sakaguchi. CBS's Peter King has details on their research.
The prize honors 3 decades of research on peripheral immune tolerance, which is one way the body helps keep the immune system from getting out of whack and attacking its own tissues instead of foreign invaders. Sakaguchi made the first key discovery in 1995. Brunko and Ramsdell made another breakthrough in 2001. Sakaguchi linked all of their work 2 years later. Peter King, CBS News.
And your weather update now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Clear skies for the most part, along with some haze out in the mountains. Highs today in the upper 60s. Right now, 67 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
The score is still 2-3.
Oh, good.
The Astros are batting, and it's the guy, I think his name is Munoz. He's pitching again.
There you go.
Saw him yesterday, and he's done 6 of them. Just threw a 6th pitch that he's done, and it's the 8th inning. That's what I know.
A little bit of torture for Jacob from. That was last year you were doing play-by-play for us.
I think that would have been.
Was that 2 years ago?
Maybe.
Yes, I think so.
At
Yeah.
least,
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's still a.
He's
still
done
just
6 of
amazing.
them.
6 of them. He did 6 of them. I don't know what is the 6 of them that he would have done, Aaron?
Pitches.
6 pitches.
His
Okay.
pitch count was up to 6 at that
That's
point.
all I know. Dive it in. Take it back today, filling in for Joe. I want to thank everybody that came out to the barn over the weekend. A lot of listeners showed up to get free pumpkins. I was shocked. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different groups showing up at different points on Saturday and Sunday.
Wow, giving them away for free.
Giving away for free. Took $40 worth of seeds. And then I don't know how much diesel to get all the stuff ready to go. And then the pumpkins grew. And then I was glad to get rid of them. My
Pumpkin.
Thank you for that, Aaron. Am I mispronouncing it? Can I hear it one more time, Aaron? Because I didn't know if I was mispronouncing it. I'm saying pumpkin. You're saying
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Okay, it is the same. Okay. Only one small catastrophe. Mom shows up with her kid, a little kid. Well, smaller than my dog, Twiggy. So Twig's running around. As much as you yell, "Oh, she's a puppy. She's not going to bother you," and Twiggy jumps up on this kid who's holding a pumpkin. And Twiggy's now taller than the kid. The kid falls over and pisses his pants. And then the mom's like, and the kid drops the pumpkin and he's crying. And then Twiggy's like, going over and smelling his pee-pee pants. And I'm like, oh, God. And then I bring her up to the house so she can change the kid. And then, I said, if you want, we could wash his pants and put him in the dryer. It's just like, at this point, the whole trip out there was ruined.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to calm her down and calm the kid down.
How old was the kid?
I don't know, 5.
Okay.
You should have seen the dog coming. You make a move. You juke.
He's holding the
You
pumpkin.
put the pumpkin up.
Yeah.
Put bet on the front of the dog's face. Robert the Trucker came out. Great to see him on Sunday. Couldn't stay there very long. We were heading out. And just all in all, it was really great to see everybody that came out in there. Like, oh, well, so what happened to Jacob? And where did Sherry go? And we love Joe. And then blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I got it. They all love Joe and they all love Jacob. All right. All right, let's do this thing that we call news. I don't worry about that. So you don't have all the sound in here that Joe don't really does. No, don't worry about it. I got it. A lot of new things have happened since you've been here doing sports.
Okay.
This is what we think is news. Is an alien attack inevitable? After listening to that scientist, what do you think? Just he said on a scale of 0 to 10, this thing
4?
being 4, it being natural. He doesn't think it's a comet.
Yeah,
coming close. And what will the effect be on the rest of us? Will it unite the world? Plus day in history, which by the way I spent absolutely 0 time preparing, so that's going to be a real crap show. I will do that during the commercial break. Young people falling in love with technology again. This is the whole thing of like, oh, what is old is new again. Taylor Swift drops her new album, and the number of people putting it on vinyl will shock you. Plus, talking sports with Rye. Good, because I didn't see either one of the games. But I did look up to see if you sat on the couch for 8 hours and most likely consumed more than 2,000 calories, if you watched both games, you will live 2 years less. But as Saul Spady, at least you have tears of joy.
A former coworker, yeah.
Yes.
I recognized him in that moment. I got very excited. I didn't realize.
He still seems defensive about that.
Yeah.
And I get it.
But also, he sounded like he was still maybe a little bit crying today.
You ever cried at a sports event? Somebody wins?
I've cried at a music event.
Well, that's okay. Let's see
Is that worse or better? I don't know.
That's not that. No, I can get it. I get it. I think where I cried, yeah, I have the sound of him crying during the interception.
I'm sure he appreciates
I'll play it. Of the interception that got us against San Francisco 49ers to get us into the Super Bowl.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and then Rye cried really hard during the Super Bowl during the interception, and then they threw the
second
clicker.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then he threw the clicker at the television and then broke the gigantic TV, which then I cried. So yes, the answer is yes, you do cry in sports barely a lot. Let's see. No, that song. It's a country song. "Live Like You're Dying," which is really a great song. But then when you try to live like you're dying, problem is if you just did a whole bunch of stuff and didn't tend to the things you're supposed to be tending to, you wish you were dead because you don't have any money to pay the rent or the mortgage or anything else. So can you actually live like you're dying? Well, this guy is dying. He's been diagnosed with terminal disease, and they've given him 1 year. And he's like, well, if that's the case, well, he is heading to all 50 states. And if you happen to be on the plane when he was on that plane, he bought everybody a drink. And then he wanted them all to toast what he's doing. And it was sort of a crappy response. And Bad Bunny is going to play the Super Bowl. People have responded to that, both positive and negatively. I'll tell you, I think, why they got Bad Bunny in there. It just seems to make a little bit more sense as to why they would choose somebody like Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl. Plus, also, let's see, there's a bunch of Jacob. We've done all these stories, so nice job. That's screwing me. That's not good. The mayor has made international news because during the debate, which I don't think anybody around here watched, the mayor was asked a question about crime, and then Jason Rantz got it first. Ari Hoffman's got it. Brandy, I have it as well. I sent it to a bunch of friends of mine that write for the National Review, for American Spectator, and others, and they're like, what? It hasn't been made much local news, but we'll play that for you when the mayor was asked, what do you do about somebody who's committed crime after crime after crime after crime after crime, 6 or 7 years of repeat offenders? He had an interesting response. And we'll bring you up to speed on all of that. Plus, also, Jacob has put in here, meet the San Francisco woman who charges $30,000 to name your baby. I'd like to know. We should call her and ask her, has anybody paid you $30,000? Because, look, it makes the news, but I can't imagine anybody paying her $30,000. And I'll tell you the 3 names that you should name your kid if you want your kid to be successful. All right? All right. We ran out of time. Ran out of music. Hold on, one last thing. And that is the news. There we go. All right. I was thinking. I stumbled upon this. This guy going, okay, look, you got to know right away. I'm not suicidal. Anybody starts an Instagram with that, you're like, okay, I'll give him 30 seconds to figure out why he's not suicidal. Then he goes on to explain that somebody accidentally sent him. He works in the Defense Department, and he accidentally got an email that was supposed to be sent to somebody else. It was top secret information that there was going to be an alien attack. So then that caused me to have to roll up my sleeves and go into a bunch of rabbit holes, get down there, and there's a bunch of rabbits just getting it on, and there's rabbit poop everywhere, and I spent like 2.5 hours, and I thought, okay, really? Is there really an alien attack coming to the United States or to the world? And I come across this guy who is a doctor, and he has an accent, so I believe him, and he explains that there is this thing that is making its way towards planet Earth.
Well, we don't have evidence for nuclear power, but we have evidence that there is no tail behind the object. So we see the object as red, and there was a suggestion maybe dust in front of it is making it red, but in fact, there is not enough dust. There is very little dust in front of it.
There's no dust. There's no dust in front of it. There's no tail, so it can't be a comet. So what is it?
The one thing that was reported just a few days ago is from another observatory, Sphere X, that claims to have detected carbon dioxide, CO2, in a large region around this object.
Yes, but then they don't find any moisture, so it can't possibly be a comet. What does he think it is?
The question remains, what is this object?
Yes.
Is it a very rare rock that is not really a typical comet that we're used to? Or maybe it was targeting the inner solar system because of some technological design.
So that's what I globbed onto. So it's some advanced thing that is making its way towards us.
And the trajectory of this object is aligned with the planets around the sun, and that leads me to suggest that we must monitor it.
We must monitor it. Somebody monitor that thing. What are the chances of it being a natural object?
I currently give it a 4, between 0 for a natural object and a 10 for a definitely technological object. And I hope that the data from the Webb telescope that should have been collected already but not publicized will tell us more about it.
Oh, so now they get all these conspiracy theorists that are like, that they have it and they haven't released it. They should tell us what it is. So there is a camera that can take a picture of as it passes at Mars, and that's the thing that they say that they're going to get the information on, but they're not giving the information. So then you're going to get more people going, I'm not suicidal, but I have to tell you what's happening. So here's how the interview ends. The guy's basically saying, pretty sure it's not exactly showing signs to be a comet because it doesn't have a tail. It doesn't have any moisture. So therefore, it might be something else. And then
my hope is that when it gets close, for example, to Jupiter, that the Juno mission near Jupiter will observe it. And so we need to use all space assets to learn more about it. If it happens not to be a comet, we need this will be a wake-up call.
Yeah.
We need to establish some organization that will, in the future.
I like this. So if it's not a comet and it's like advanced technology, like the alien attack or aliens coming here, we better know about this. I like how do you have the reporter in there at the end?
Interpret interstellar object and tell us about the risk. And we might want to deploy spacecraft in orbit around the sun that will serve as an alert system or an interceptor system that will defend our planet.
Wow. So much to think about.
I love that part. We're going to send some people. We're going to send some ship up there to monitor the thing or go up near the sun or something. We're going to have to go at night when the sun's not out. It doesn't burn up the machinery, right? That old joke. So here in the final 3 minutes, if there is something coming, The question is, will it unite us as a world? Because the old expression, which is not biblical, it's from text from an Indian not philosopher, but a guy that was the one that first said that the enemy of our enemy is our friend. And generally, this will unite us. But then the question becomes, does it unite us? Because at that point, there will be another division that will occur. And one of the divisions will be, well, whatever is coming in peace. Whatever is coming here is coming to take over. Then that will create the division where there'll be one group of people saying, oh, no, we've got to arm ourselves and get ready because we don't trust what they're telling us. They're coming to take us over. So there will be the division between those that think it's peaceful and those that think it's coming to harm us. And then you'll have the division between the peace people and the people that are ready to go to war against whatever this alien force is that is making its way towards Earth. Because at this point, still trust in our federal government is the lowest it's been. It's at 33% when it comes to trust in elected officials at 31%. Overall, people just don't trust the people that tell us stuff. We lost that trust during COVID. We haven't regained it. And until somebody actually starts to say, well, we trust whatever information is coming and we'll follow along with those orders, I think if something were to come to Earth from some other advanced technology, we will not necessarily find ourselves in a position where we are united against it. And then, of course, we can just hope we have somebody like this.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Who's playing the president in this again?
I don't know the guy's name.
Look at that one up there.
Bill Pullman.
Bill, thank you. Thank you, Nate.
Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore.
No.
We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July. And you will once again be fighting for our freedom.
Yeah.
Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution.
Not to defeat the Tigers.
But from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live. To exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday.
That's right.
But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Oh, do you want more of the clap?
That's all right. No,
I think the most fantastical element of that movie is having a 40-year-old president, which is what Bill Pullman was at the time.
Yeah. Okay, his hair and everything is like, really?
So what is it? Oh, they let children be president back then? They're so old.
Good speech, but huh? All right. Let's go to Nate over there. In the meantime, before the attack occurs, here's what traffic looks like.
Thanks, John. The Emerald Queen Casino's got the update. Everett to Marysville has improved. We're taking a half hour now. You've got a solid backup from the Boeing Freeway up to the Union Slough, where we have this long-term collision sitting on your right shoulder. Drivers have been ditching I-5 for over an hour to head to 529, and now we've got big backups through downtown Everett. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. You're crowded from Northgate into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett's at 50 minutes. You're slow through Kirkland and Totem Lake. Linwood to Seattle's a 25-minute drive. Not too bad. You'll eventually jam up there in the U District. Heading through South Center, South 5 near South 178. Looks like they're just clearing this collision out of the HOV lane. You're back up starts at the Duwamish Curve, Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes, and Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167, also a 45-minute drive. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Let me tell you, there is peace at the barn now in Cle Elum because we have closets. I know, it seems a little odd, but it's true if you have a very organized spouse and they like everything in its place. And then if you're not exactly the most organized person, there's nothing better than closets to come in there and give you peace, because it gives you, a place for everything. And the barn was a mess. That's my problem, because I wasn't putting anything away where it needed to go. And finally, Nick said, listen, let's get a closet company to come in here and put a really nice closet in the master bedroom, tuck away all your stuff, put a bunch of drawers out there, and we'll do the same thing in the garage. We'll get rid of all your half-done projects. We'll put them behind a whole bunch of cabinets. And I said, listen, if you're going to call somebody, don't just get that one that everybody uses. Find a local company. I want a local company, and if they're family-run, that'd be great. And we found them, Closets by Design. For 22 years, a family-run business, making sure they customize exactly what you need. They don't come in the pre-done stuff. Closets by Design will give you exactly what you need with 40% off and 15% off and 18 months financing. That's big savings. That's big peace in your house. You want a free consultation in your home? Call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on a YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. Now, she's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her driving, just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Laura,
Lori here from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient, slashing utility bills. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
The insurance world, it can be confusing, so have First Mark Insurance guide you through it by taking the free First Mark Challenge. They'll explore offerings from top carriers for better coverage and lower rates. They save the Heward family thousands. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. There is significant damage inside the state capitol building in Olympia after an intruder broke in last night. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Sun reports the suspect used 2 hammers to break in and then burned American flags.
Lieutenant Governor Denny Heck also sharing the man tipped over statues and flags. He is also accused of breaking down a glass door to enter the state reception room, where we're told he set a fire.
Lieutenant Governor Heck says the man damaged priceless artifacts. He was booked into the Thurston County Jail. Seattle police make a disturbing discovery on a sidewalk where an infant was found with their mother surrounded by drug paraphernalia. KIRO News Radio's Jillian Raftery explains.
This happened near South Seattle's Columbia City neighborhood. Multiple people passing called 911. They say the woman was smoking what they thought were narcotics and blowing that smoke into her baby's face. When police arrived, the sun had set and the baby was naked from the waist down and not moving. Police say the mother tried to attack officers. She was arrested for investigation of assault and reckless endangerment and had several other outstanding warrants. The baby is now in the care of Child Protective Services. Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
White House responds to a judge's ruling blocking the National Guard's deployments in Portland. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president was sending troops into Portland because
for more than 100 days, night after night after night, the ICE facility has been really under siege.
And she says he has the authority to bring in the Guard to places he deems appropriate.
The president wants to ensure that our federal buildings and our assets are protected. And that's exactly what he's trying to do.
The administration is appealing the judge's ruling. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
New life for the reptile zoo in Monroe. Owner Isaac Monroe told the Jake and Spike show back in August his business would close this month due to rising costs.
We tried to, I'd say, this last little ditch effort to raise my prices about $1 during the week, $1.50 on weekends. And my revenue fell 25%.
That is Isaac Peterson. After announcing the closure, ticket sales in September tripled. Now he says he'll close for a couple of weeks and reopen mid-November. Takes us to 3:33, and we go now to Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, thanks, Aaron. Everett to Marysville, you're down to a half-hour drive, but it is heavy from the Boeing Freeway all the way to the Union Slough, where we have this collision on your right shoulder. About 41st, this turns into a really packed backup. And then drivers have been heading over to 529. This has been a long-term crash, and we've got big backups through downtown Everett now. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both at 55 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, a 25-minute trip, not too bad. Linwood looks good. You'll eventually hit a backup as you enter the U District. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways, a 45-minute commute. We've got a new crash southbound 167 just past 405. It's been moved to the right shoulder, but you're slowing at the seam. Seattle to Federal Way is at 45 minutes. We're now solid from the Duwamish curve all the way to 516 before you catch a breather. And Tacoma to Olympia, a 40-minute drive. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2 Seattle Sports. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A pretty nice afternoon out there. Some haze also starting to move through a little bit, mainly in the mountains, though. Other than that, clear skies, highs in the upper 60s. Right now, 66 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance Comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric, I can think of only one place. Anybody else got one? I got Home Comfort Alliance. Anybody? Anyone? I'll take heating, cooling, plumbing, electric for $400, please, Alex. What is Home Comfort Alliance? Home Comfort Alliance. Alex always acted like he knew all the answers.
Well, he did, but it's because they were written down beforehand.
But he should have held up the card and be like, Home Comfort Alliance. Not like, oh, of course I knew that. At one point, I have to tell a story about when he came to Madison, Wisconsin, and in between segments of the show, I think they did 5 a day, he managed to completely isolate and alienate and get the entire audience to hate him within the first 7 minutes of questions and answers. My friend John Stoffel was there for him. He was emceeing the event. He said the guy was so completely out of touch as to what everybody wanted. Heard it, move on. All right, well, maybe you have. Maybe you have, and maybe you haven't. All right. Okay, this day in history. Thank you. Let's see. The Reno brothers carry out the first train robbery in the U.S. history. See, normally Joe gives me the dates.
Oh.
I don't know.
I can find you.
Babe Ruth sets a World Series record. I don't know the date of that one either. Bill Clinton debates Bob Dole.
Well, they're all October 6th.
Well, I know.
You want the year.
People are like, oh, what year was that?
1926 for Babe Ruth.
26.
And were you asking about Bill Clinton yet?
I got that one.
96.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I'm going to go with Babe Ruth. All right. So Babe Ruth setting the World Series record. And the stories about Babe Ruth are legendary, all the different stories about him. But probably one of them that stands out, and people are like, wow, that's crazy. They even made a movie about it. It was in 1948 they made the movie about Babe Ruth going to the sick boys' hospital and promising to hit a home run, and that he would stand at the plate, the baby would, and then point out to where he's going to hit the ball, and then little kid would be like, "Oh, he did it! I'm gonna live." Right. So here, I'm giving you the shorter, right, the abridged version of it. That was it. That's basically it. You watched the movie. Okay, here's what really happened. The kid's name was Johnny Sylvester. He lived in New Jersey. He was 11 years old. His father was a rich banker, and Johnny is out on his horse in 1926, and the horse steps in a hole, and they both fall over. And then when the horse goes to get back up again, for some reason, it steps on Johnny's head. Not intentionally, I don't think. So little Johnny Sylvester then has to go into the hospital, but then he gets some sort of like a meningitis or something while he's in the hospital. It wasn't the cleanest places to be in 1926. So while he's in the hospital, somehow Babe Ruth finds out about it. Well, somehow is the fact that his father knew a lot of famous rich people. He knew a bunch of people that were involved with the Yankees and was able to get word to Babe Ruth that his kid wasn't well. And little Johnny's in the hospital after the horse stepped on him. So the message, the letter, gets to Babe Ruth, and Babe's like, wow, that's not good. I stepped on his head. So Babe Ruth sends him 2 baseballs, both signed, and a letter saying, I hope you get better. And that's the story. He didn't go to the hospital. He didn't tell him, bung it a point to the wall and knock it out of there for you. But then the crazy thing is, it was become such a great story that they then go to Johnny or whoever it is that wrote the thing, and this kid, I'm sure it wasn't him, he's like, I remember the day when Babe Ruth came to my house. It's like,
well,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't trust the memory of someone who was
stepped on by a horse. So I read the whole article, and the kid's like, yeah, there's a knock at the door. And my maid answered, and she didn't know who Babe Ruth was. And he was so big, he had to turn sideways to get through the door. And I was sitting on the couch, still not well, you know. And Babe came in, and he sat down with me, and he talked to me for a long time and made me feel a little better. But I'm still sick, remember that? Then he said he's going to hit a home run for me to make me feel better. Why is his voice getting so high? And I sat and talked to him for a while. And then he left. And the maid was like, who was that? I was like, that's Babe Ruth. Well, that whole story was just...
You didn't know who he
The
was?
maid didn't know.
Okay.
I don't know. The whole thing was all crap, just made up. They put it out there. Yellow journalism. So the story is that, yes, he did. So Babe sends the baseballs and says, I'll knock a homer for you. That's what the note said. And then October 6, 1926, Babe Ruth hits 3 home runs. And 3 years later, Johnny Sylvester got better.
3 years?
Took him 3 years.
I don't know how long it normally takes to recover from horse stepping on injury.
It's not that. He got a condition while he's in the hospital.
Oh, that's right.
It wasn't the horse stepping on his head. Going back trying to blame the horse. No. And the point is that the legend lived on with the Babe Ruth like going to the kid's hospital bed. And then for some reason, that was the story later on. But even prior to that, they made up this whole thing about Babe going to his house, and the person that sort of went through it goes, "There's no way he could have gotten to the kid's house. He was playing. I don't know where they were playing the game. Like, how's he traveling? Some sort of space alien coming or something? Yeah, St. Louis. Babe's not going to make the big long trip on a train out to see little Johnny Sylvester. The saddest thing is, I'm sure. Oh, by the way, I looked him up. He then went on. Johnny Sylvester went on, graduated from Princeton. I think he had 2 kids and had a successful life.
Oh, okay.
Not alive anymore. Babe can't help him now.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Plus, it's like he hits a home run for him. You would assume he hits the home run, and then the next day, kid's up running around back on the horse.
Yeah.
That was 3 years later.
It took him 3 years. That's how long.
You could attribute that to Babe Ruth.
Well, and if the home runs are healing, why didn't he keep healing other children?
Exactly.
Why didn't he dedicate every home run
to
child,
every kid?
To a kid a horse stepped on.
Oh, Johnny Sylvester. I'm sorry they besmirched your character by just making that part of the story up. But it's a good one. That's a good one. And now you know. The rest of the story. There you go, everybody. Take that one to the bank. Let's check Nate over there checking traffic for us. Nathan.
This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino up in Everett, North 5 at the Union Slough. We finally cleared this long-term collision. Even though it's been on the right shoulder for quite a while, it was a huge distraction. So now our solid backup is thinning out, but we're still heavy from the Boeing Freeway up to the scene. Everett to Marysville, right around a half hour. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. It's crowded from Lake City Way into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, also 55 minutes. It's slow from Kirkland into Bothell. Seattle to Federal Way is a 45-minute drive, and you're bumper to bumper from the Duwamish Curve all the way down to 516, and then you'll clear out. Gig Harbor, we've got a new collision, westbound 16 at Olympic Drive. It's in your left lane. The Emerald Queen Casino is the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'll tell you something. I know what it's like. You watch that hair begin to thin. The crown disappears. The hair loss can just rob you of your identity. And that's how I felt before I visited Advanced Hair. You see, Advanced Hair has got this simple one-day treatment. And they regrew my own natural hair. They do the exact same thing for you. So as you're noticing the hair is beginning to thin and it's not coming back, maybe the barber's like, I guess I won't see you again. You're like, hold on. You can go bald or you can get your hair back. That's pretty much the binary choice you have to make. Do what I did. You set up a free consultation. They're going to knock off $250. They're going to give you $250 free hair graft. All you got to do is call 425-449-8185. And you don't want to wait, you see, because your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. So get this. Advanced Hair is once again the 425 Business of the Year. That's the second time in a row. And these guys are just waiting for you because you know you want your hair back. So give them a call, 425-449-8185. Check them out online at advancedhair.com.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, dragging throughout the day, losing your drive? It could be your testosterone. The team at Revive Men's Health Washington gets men back on track with the energy and drive they've been missing. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations and witness to hundreds of success stories.
I've seen guys come in worn out, discouraged, and just not themselves. A few months into treatment, they're standing taller, speaking with more confidence. It's like watching someone come back to life, like a light switch gets turned back on. And the spouse says, "Thank you, I really have my partner back, better than before." That's the moment it all clicks for me, and that's why I do what I do.
Since 2011, Revive Men's Health has helped more than 120,000 men regain their energy and drive. Start your story today with an in-clinic visit or a secure video appointment. Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111 or schedule anytime at revivemenshealth.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Lori here from Guardian Roofing. When it's time to get that roof replaced, choose Guardian with our expert insured team and our Guardian Guarantee. Call now and get 1 year of maintenance free with the installation of a new roof or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Don't forget, you can write to us. It's good for that. Very good to vent the spleen of yours. Teeny tiny. Need something to do around here other than spin the Wilcox Family Farm Eggs recipe wheel. Looking for the letter of the day. That's right, Tay-Day. You haven't been in here when Teeny's been in here, back in her little jar. You seen her back there?
Hello! Yeah, she's got a lot going on in there.
She's drinking.
I do not know.
Okay. 1-888-973-5476. Well, because Jacob is the youngest person who works here at KIRO, aren't you?
Andrew might be in
I
competition.
still have you at like 25.
Okay, right.
For some reason, I thought I wanted you to date my daughter, so I kept making you younger and younger so it wasn't weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yeah. Then I found out how old you were. And it's like, oh, you perv. You're not going to get anywhere near her.
This happened entirely in your head. I had no idea.
I know. I'm like, man, forget that. Yeah, young people are falling in love with old technology. This is from the Wall Street Journal today. They like Polaroid cameras, like digital cameras. Okay. They're getting away from, believe it or not, smartphones and going back to landlines. I don't know. Because, again, everything that's old is new again. If you can sell it to somebody, hey, this is cool, whatever is cool again. So people going back to what was cool back then now is cool again. And it's proof in the fact that vinyl records have now exceeded in sales CDs. So in 2022, vinyl records, people were buying more vinyl than they were buying CDs. But if you go back, the 1970s, it was 8-track tapes and cassette tapes. That was the way people were able to experience the music that they wanted because they wanted to listen to music while they're in their car. And if you think for a moment there that the automobile industry wasn't going to take advantage of people wanting to listen to music in their car other than radio, in the 1950 to 1959, Chrysler decided that they would have LPs, record players, in your car. It was placed where your steering wheel is here, just to the right. They built a record player, and you'd take out a record and put it in there. I mean, talk about needle skips. They did it for a little while, and people were like, yeah, it's not too good over bumpy roads. Yeah, no kidding. But they still tried to do it for a while there. When CDs took over and basically blew 8-track tapes out of the water because people started to enjoy the better quality, there was nothing worse than listening to an 8-track tape. Now, have you ever heard an 8-track tape?
I don't think so. That's the one I missed.
Here's the weirdest part of an 8-track tape. They had 4 programs, and you would assume like the musicians would be like, we didn't really count on the song skipping in the middle, like skipping to the next program in the middle of the song.
Okay.
Like I'll demonstrate I'm going to make the sound. It was like, bang, bang. That was the sound of it switching from program to program. Ready? So I had Bachman Turner Overdrive, and like this song, every time I hear it in my head, and it would go like this. Bong, bong, and it would go on to the next. Bong, bong, and then it would switch. There's like a...
In the middle of the song?
Yeah. Then it would go bong, bong, and then it would stop, and then continue.
Oh,
look at timing. Ready? Like, we're like this. Watch this. Bong, bong. That's exactly what it sounded like. And you'd be like, nobody, it didn't affect anybody. You're like, oh, yeah, let's vibe it. That's a great song. You wait for it. Bum, bum.
Multiple times per song.
No. Oh, no. Just
4
one.
times.
Like, so it would go from program 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Uh-huh.
But it'd be like right in the middle of your favorite song, and it would switch into the next program. And then it's like, it's kind of interfering with the quality of the sound. Like, nobody cared. Well, it was your compact disc. No, not compact disc. It was your 8-track tape.
Yeah.
Then we ever
And now you know the rest
All right,
of the story.
come on now. By the way, Taylor Swift has released her album, dropped her album, and I think she released about 1.2 million are going to be on vinyl. And I think a lot of the people are going to be able to buy vinyl for that one. All right. Let's go to Nate over there checking traffic as people are driving around with LPs in their car. Nate?
Yeah, thanks, John. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. It's crowded from Northgate into Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, just hit 1 hour. You're heavy through Kirkland and Totem Lake, but you're going to clear out once you get into Bothell until you hit the Alderwood interchange and join that North 5 back up through Linwood. Our lake bridges remain wide open in both directions. Bellevue to Renton, a half hour. It's packed from mid-Bellevue to Northeast 44th there at the VMAC. Renton to Puyallup on southbound 167 has gone up a bit to 50 minutes. It's crowded from 180th all the way down to Emerald Downs and then becomes packed at State Route 18 into Sumner. Both directions of I-5 are heavy between Fife and State Route 18. And out toward Gig Harbor, that collision westbound 16 at Olympic Drive was just cleared over to your right shoulder. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
If you've been considering surgery or even joint replacement, let me suggest something. Hi, it's Dave Ross. I've now talked to over 200 patients of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, so many of whom have told me about the life-changing results, and those are their words, after treatment at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. These are people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, and they tell me that they're back hiking, jogging, playing tennis, skiing, golfing, walking up and down stairs, playing with the kids, the grandkids, and doing it without pain and without surgery. Dr. Mark Wagner's 60-minute outpatient procedure uses your own stem cells, and because they're your own stem cells, they can help regenerate your own cartilage in your own joints. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience, and he's performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way. So listen to his patients, and remember, whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before you choose surgery, first see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Get the facts, then get back in the game at drmarkwagnermd.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
1 in 3 adults